from our Toronto studios. This is the Muslim News on Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Zahra Syed. Our top story tonight. Portland State University has suspended ties with Boeing following pressure from students and faculty regarding the company's involvement with Israel. Boeing is the world's largest aerospace company, as well as a leading manufacturer of commercial jetliners and defense, space, and security systems. It is one of the top exporters in the United States, supporting airlines and the U.S. and allied government customers in 150 countries. University President Ann Cudd said while the university has no investments in Boeing, it accepts philanthropic gifts from the company. Amid nationwide protests against U.S. colleges' complicity in Israel's war on Gaza, PSU's decision is part of a broader movement demanding divestment from companies profiting from the conflict. The move follows months of activism at PSU, with students and faculty urging the university to sever its ties with Boeing. However, some students still express skepticism, noting the pause on relations does not immediately affect current funding. More than 1,000 illegal Israeli settlers forced their way into the Al-Aqsa Mosque complex in occupied East Jerusalem on Sunday to celebrate the Jewish Passover holiday. More than 500 settlers stormed Al-Aqsa from the Mugharba gate and carried out provocative rounds and performed Talmudic rituals in its courtyards. The Islamic Endowments Authority in Jerusalem said the settlers' incursions were carried out under Israeli police protection. Since the first day of Passover, which lasted a week, hundreds of illegal settlers have been storming the Al-Aqsa Mosque complex daily under tight police measures. It has caused serious tensions in various parts of Jerusalem's Old City. Al-Aqsa Mosque is the world's third holiest site for Muslims. Jews call the area the Temple Mount, claiming it was the site of two Jewish temples in ancient times. Israel occupied East Jerusalem, where Al-Aqsa is located during the 1967 Arab-Israeli War. It annexed the entire city in 1980 in a move never recognized by the international community. Israeli airstrikes in Gaza have killed at least 34 Palestinians and injured 68 others within a 24-hour period, according to the Palestinian Health Ministry. The strikes targeted residential areas, causing multiple fatalities, including children. The first strike targeted a house belonging to the Al-Khatib family in the Janina neighborhood, killing 3 people, including a child. The second targeted a house belonging to the Al-Khawaja family in the Shabora refugee camp, killing 7 Palestinians, including a baby, and injuring others. A third airstrike targeting a house belonging to the Abu Taha family killed 10 Palestinians, including 3 children. Israel has intensified its assault on Rafah, despite global concern over potential mass casualties amongst the city's 1 million displaced residents. At least 34,454 Palestinians have been killed, and 77,575 wounded in Israeli attacks on Gaza since October 7th. The revised death toll in Israel from Hamas's attacks on October 7th stands at 1,139. With dozens of people still held prisoner in Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu faces potential arrest warrants from the International Criminal Court, or the ICC, for alleged war crimes in Gaza. The Times of Israel reports that the Israeli government, in partnership with the United States, is making a concerted effort to head off the warrants. Netanyahu fears accusations of deliberately starving Palestinians. Despite not recognizing the ICC jurisdiction, Israel is concerned about potential repercussions. The United States, which is also not part of the ICC, opposes the investigation. While the Biden administration supported ICC action against Putin, it has now intervened to shield Netanyahu. Reports of impending ICC action have caused alarm amongst U.S. conservatives. Efforts to prevent warrants involve diplomatic maneuvers. The Gaza Solidarity Encampment at Columbia University is continuing in New York City. Columbia University on Monday issued notices to students in protest camps that they will be suspended if they don't clear out. However, Columbia Spectator reports that hundreds began picketing around the Gaza Solidarity Encampment at around 2 p.m. on Monday as the deadline passed. The rally was held in support of students threatened with mass suspensions and evictions and to protect the encampment. Protests against Israel's war on Gaza have spread across the United States after more than 100 people were arrested last week at Columbia University in New York. Students maintain pro-Palestine encampment in the United States Capitol for the third straight day. Details come after the break. Stay tuned and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Pro-Palestine students continued their encampment at George Washington University's campus in the heart of the U.S. Capitol. Students from various Washington-based universities, along with academics and activists, gathered at campus. They have expressed solidarity with Palestinians and demand their universities divest from financial ties with Israel. These students established the encampment on University Yard, just over 3 blocks from the White House. Protests have been reported at a wide array of campuses, including Yale University, University of Minnesota Twin Cities, MIT, and the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. In an open letter addressed to Provost Andrew Guzman and President Carol Folt, USC Professor Mike Anani expressed profound disappointment with their leadership. Anani expressed outrage at the recent controversy surrounding the cancellation of valedictorian Asna Tabassum's address. Anani accused them of failing to uphold their commitment to free speech and neglecting to seek alternative solutions. He also criticized their lack of communication and their refusal to engage with faculty expertise, which he believes undermines the university's values and community trust. Anani emphasized the faculty's commitment to student safety and called for improved leadership accountability. Northeastern University in Boston has halted a pro-Palestine encampment, citing the use of anti-Semitic slurs, including "kill the Jews," as a reason for closure. CNN saw footage revealing that it were 2 Israeli flag-bearing counter-protesters chanting "Kill all Jews." Huskies for a Free Palestine denied the allegation, accusing Zionist counter-protesters of instigating the violence. They criticized the university for exploiting the situation to justify mass arrests. The group, Northeastern University Faculty and Staff for Justice in Palestine, has asserted that videos and eyewitnesses confirmed the anti-Semitic phrase came from a pro-Israel counter-demonstrator. The Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights is investigating the University of Massachusetts Amherst in response to claims of anti-Palestinian discrimination. A complaint filed by 18 students alleges a hostile environment, citing racial slurs, death threats, and physical assault targeting Palestinian and Arab students. One incident involved a student shouting "Kill all Arabs" during a protest. Despite alerts to administrators, the school allegedly delayed action, worsening the situation. The inquiry began on April 16th after a complaint by the civil rights group Palestine Legal. Similar actions have been taken against other universities. The Department of Education and the university have not commented on the ongoing investigation. Displaced Palestinians living in the Rafah camp in Gaza have expressed heartfelt gratitude towards American university students for their unwavering solidarity. Despite facing significant opposition from law enforcement and university administrations, the students persist in advocating for the rights of Palestinians. In a poignant display of appreciation, the Palestinians in Rafah adorned their tents with messages of thanks. They acknowledged the students' steadfastness in standing up against governments supporting Israel's actions. Dafkir Hamad, refugee camp director, told Anadolu news agency the resilience in Rafah stems from the solidarity they receive, particularly from the global student community. A mosque in Philadelphia organized a community day at the Clara Muhammad Square on Saturday, the site of a recent shooting during an Eid al-Fitr celebration. Investigators say more than 30 shots were fired during the April 10th Eid event, which drew thousands of people to the area. The event aimed to aid neighbors in recovering from the tragedy. Police and community organizations gathered to provide support and resources. Despite lingering fear, District Attorney Larry Krasner emphasized the progress made in the investigation and reassured the community of safety measures. The day featured therapy sessions, vendors, food, and activities to restore a sense of joy. Security was tight, with police and private guards ensuring safety. The Dutch translation of the Quran was distributed in cities in the Netherlands to explain Islam on King's Day on Saturday. King's Day is an annual commemoration of the birthday of the country's king. Volunteers of the Muslim Perspective Foundation organized an Invitation to Islam event in 15 cities. Those who came to the city center to celebrate King's Day were presented with the Quran in Dutch. Brochures about Islam were also distributed, Bakr Akinci, head of the voluntary organization, told Anadolu news agency the aim is to explain Islam and introduce the Quran to non-Muslim Dutch people. He said there has been a great interest in Islam in the Netherlands in recent years, and that stands were set up in Rotterdam and 15 cities to coincide with the day. That's all from our Toronto studios tonight. Thank you for tuning in. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for the latest updates. Your support is needed more now than ever to continue our mission of providing informative, educational, and inspiring content to Muslims in North America and around the world. Donate now by calling 1-800-432-4262. You can also use the Zelle app for easy payments by sending to info@soundvision.com or visit muslimnetwork.tv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV or visit muslimnetwork.tv. Assalamu alaikum and good night.